The African Polling Institute, A.P.I, an independent and non-partisan think tank, has undertaken the initiative to educate journalists on effective data utilization and planning and reporting on national issues of concern. The event was held during a capacity building workshop in Abuja centered around the theme, the use of social cohesion data in enhancing national policies and programs and promoting effective media reportage. In his remarks, Professor Ben Hihua, the Executive Director of the African Polling Institute, identified critical areas that continue to hinder the growth and development of the country. He stated that Nigeria is confronted with deeply noted social cohesion challenges which have led to a lack of trust in the government among citizens, significant societal polarization, inadequate access to justice, and a pervasive sense of despondency among the populace.
We need to have data to be able to make data-driven policy decision-making. Gone are the days where data should be kept on the shelf or where decisions should be made by intuition. Decisions should be driven based on data, and that is what this is about. And so we are putting out this data so that the policymakers, the government, various stakeholders can make use of this data for their policy planning, for their policy designs, and for their programming. That is why this data is useful. In terms of whether we are engaging institutions, we've been conducting this survey since 2019. And to date, we always engage institutions. We've made presentations at the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. We have, made institutions to the National Assembly in the past. So our job as researchers is to make this data available.
The A.P.I boss says the 2025 Nigeria Social Cohesion Survey report will be launched on Thursday, 3rd of July, and the results will be very enriching as it will help government in its planning.
It's a major report. It's a 2025 report. The survey was conducted this year, and we're putting out the information such that everyone can come and listen to that. It talks about very important issues of identity, issues of trust. Do citizens trust the states? Do citizens trust government? Do citizens trust public institutions? It talks about social justice. Do citizens think that they have equal access to the opportunities, to social opportunities? It talks about civic participation. Will citizens be willing to participate in the country to make the country a better place?
Various topics were treated by well-grounded and experienced media veterans who advised journalists on the need to focus on solution-based reporting rather than sensationalism. They say all reportage must be backed with empirical evidence rather than assumptions, while calling on policymakers to strengthen national cohesion for unity, growth, and progress of the country.
Go beyond the surface, beneath the surface of an issue to be able to read and understand that there's always a history behind every issue, and there are different actors behind those issues. What are the perspectives, the issues that worry each actor in that on that issue? So that's the first thing. We should go beyond just what the press releases or the public speeches say. Who are the various actors that are impacted by the actions, and then what do they think? What are their worries? Like when we talk about the issues of insecurity, you hear some people say, we are also victims. If you call me a headsman, for example, I'm also victims of the armed people that come because I'm forced to pay some money for protection.
The narratives will change what we know in the balance. And the more dangerous part of it these days is the fact that the social media has now become the main media. So everybody becomes, an opinion leader, so long as they have a mobile phone and data to share their thoughts. And people can no longer tell the difference between true journalism and the real news out there. So we thought if we begin to dish out this data, provide evidence to government agencies as well as non-governmental agencies, including the media, to be able to see data that proves what Nigerians are thinking versus the reality of what things are in town, it will probably take us to a better, state where Nigerians will begin to believe the data that are reeled out, and those data will be owned by us. It won't be what CNN want us to see. It won't be what, the international agencies want us to see.
Hello, hope you enjoyed the news. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the notification button so you get notified about fresh news updates.